Hey everybody, my name's John and welcome to our channel. Hope you're doing well today. On our previous video we did the upgrade to the Surpass, I think it's called Hobby 3650 motor and ESC, and well, if you saw the video, it was a little bit uncontrollable. That was with the original 2S. So, in our impatience, my sons and myself decided to put a 3S battery into it and take it out and see how it handled. Now, as you can imagine, this didn't go too well because these tyres are pretty useless. I haven't been able to order the foam ones as of yet, but I will be doing that soon, and I really have to, because if you do any type of upgrade on these cars, unless you're going to be running on gravel, you are going to need some new tyres. So, I'll show you the footage now because we've already done that, and then you can come back afterwards. See you in a minute. Good, flies. Okay, it's ready to go. Let's see what speed we can get out of it.
Oh, there it is! There you are! Hello, my baby! I love that gyro! Get to full throttle! You recording, yeah? Okay. As per the last time, when we're getting to full speed, we're losing control because then it's just sliding across the surface. This time, I didn't brake quick enough, and we seem to have broken it a little bit. Ah! Whoopsie-doopsie! And once again, 2 drive shafts missing. Let's turn it off. Okay, we've just seen where the impact was, and now we know why the damage was so significant, because one of the drive shafts are here, and it's obviously come in and hit this, which has snapped the shock tower off. So we found one of the drive shafts, but we not found the other. It's going to be one of those that when we get back we'll see it on the video, isn't it? Okay, we'll get back to the blue mat and we'll see what the damage is.
So, as you can see by the damage, there was a little boo-boo. A little boo-boo, yes. I haven't taken the cable ties off as yet. I have had a quick look, and as you can see, it's not good, is it? Let's be honest. But I wanted to do it on camera so you can see what's happened. I don't think the damage is as bad as what it looks. You'll see what I mean when we get in there. Okay, let's turn this around and then we can have a good look at what's happened. It is, as I had suspected, let's just get rid of this cable tie, without cutting the aerial, of course. It's a bit high for me today, so I have to stand up a bit. As you can see, all it's done, from what I can see, obviously the drive shafts have gone missing. We managed to find one of them, but not the other one. But it looks like all 4 of the screws have just pulled out. It's not... Ooh, sorry. It's not bent anything. That's in, that's in. The wheels are all still together. Probably undo that. You can see that battery doesn't exactly fit very well, so I just cable tied that into position. Again, all of this is messy. It's not how I would usually run it, but because I'm going to be taking this out and putting the first upgrade set in that I purchased, because I've just received a new ESC. But by the looks of it, it literally is 4 new screws. 2 of them are still here. The other 2 have obviously gone bye-bye. But the damage is no worse than that. And if you, I mean, you saw on the video of what we hit that caused this to rip off. And I think it's because of obviously the way I also mounted the shell on top. I'd put a cable tie into here, and obviously as this pulled, you'd have thought really that the cable ties would have snapped. But you can see it's had the impact and just ripped the screws out there. So. But the damage could have been so much worse. So why have we done this? We pretty much knew that it wasn't going to work with these tyres because it didn't work with the last time. So why did we bother? Well, one, my sons and myself were impatient. We wanted to see how fast it went. And the biggest problem was that we, as you saw on the video clearly, we couldn't even get to full throttle. So this thing is going to be so fast with the foam tyres. Just trying to get this screw out and it's being stubborn. And of course, again, like a lot of my videos, I actually try because I know someone out there will try to do the same thing. Why not? I suspect that if we ran this at full throttle, we were able to keep it in a straight line and the road was flat enough that at some point these tyres would just tear themselves apart. In fact, I have no doubt about that. So, there's the 2 screws out. I'll get rid of those batteries for now. I did get 2 of these 3000 mAh battery 3S delivered in Europe I believe they came from Germany for about 45 euros. That included shipping, which I thought was a great price. A really great price. Let me just undo this. I don't need, yeah, I don't need this here. Thank God for cable ties, eh? Right, for now I'm going to get the aerial away from here, because you know at some point I'm going to be cutting that. There we go. Now, I have to find some newswords. I believe the upper ones are the same as the lower ones. So, these are obviously all the screws that I took off the old car. The old as in jumped 15 meters car. There we go. Ooh. Beautiful. Okay, I am going to use a little bit of a thread lock. Beautiful colour thread lock, just to hold it in place. I mean, I could replace this casing because I have a replacement casing, but I honestly do not believe that it is required. What I will, however, do is take off the shocks because I don't want there to be pressure sort of pulling the screws out before the thread lock has dried. Once again, I'm back to how much punishment can these take? Absolutely unbelievable. I'm struggling to find a flat piece of road in my area, so I think one day I'm just going to have to go out and walk everywhere, see if I can find somewhere. Because this car specifically needs to be let free. These upgrades are amazing. Especially when you consider the price of this ESC and motor, it's just, wow, unbelievable. Right, so let's make sure that it fits and that it's not been completely ruined. As it should be. Right, so I am having huge problems getting items delivered here. Absolutely huge problems. It's taking forever. Add to that fact that I now have to move means that I'm gonna struggle to receive items for the channel. Hopefully the disruption shouldn't be for too long. Banggood, bless their little cotton socks, have now sent me 2 cars. And they are being sent to my parents in the UK because there was a problem getting them to me here. They haven't arrived in the UK as of yet, but when they do, obviously my parents will then forward it on to me. Very kind of them. But of course, as we're going to be moving at some point soon, I'm a little bit concerned about having them sent to this address, moving, and I know that we can do the change of address and whatnot, but I'm never always 100% convinced that we get all of the packages then. I know it'll be registered, but what I don't want to happen is for it to then be returned to the UK to have to go through it all again. But we'll figure a way. I was discussing getting a PO box. So I think that'll be the best thing to do right now. If I just get a PO box, then I can get everything for the channel sent there, can't I? So, right, ladies and gentlemen. So after that huge impact, and by golly, did that crack when it went in, I expected all of this to be torn apart. And as once again is proven, I've not looked at the front if there's any damage, of course, which there obviously is not. Once again is proven, this car can take a beating. Holy crap. I mean, I managed to get it up to, I believe, maybe 90%, maybe even for a few seconds, 100% throttle, which is why I think the wheels sort of lost traction, and it did that flick that it keeps on doing at high speeds. But what a car. What was it, 28 fillies? That's nothing when it comes to a motor in ESC. I was concerned, obviously, because it does say that it's rated for 3S, but, you know, 2S sometimes, you know, they have problems dealing with the 2S, but the 3S, no problems whatsoever. And again, straight after, not a lot of heat from either of them, which did surprise me somewhat. But I did notice, and I don't know if any of you noticed as well, there was still that slight whining sound. What happened on the last videos, and several of you did bring it up, thank you Big Beard RC as well, is that if you see on the motor mount here, when I put this motor in, there was a tiny little bit of gunk between the chassis and the motor mount. And what had happened is it had obviously just, as it was getting vibrated, worn down a little, and this motor was moving just a tiny little bit. So I assumed that that's all that the whining was. And it's definitely not as bad as what it was the last time, because once I removed that, put it back in, everything sounds better. But there's definitely a bit of a whine somewhere. So I'm going to have to investigate that. There's been some damage, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, what are we going to do? Look, there's a slight kink. Oh no, my car's damaged. Oh well. Yeah, actually now I see it, it's got a slight angle to it. But again, it's not going to do anything to the car. Not worried about that in the slightest. I don't know what we can do, you know, concerning singing the praises of this car. I have had nothing but amazing experiences with it. So if you don't already own one, it's about time that you did. Do you like my new friends? I know, very nice. We have Bobby, we have Bobina, and we have Bob Jr. It's true. I know I'm old, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta have a little bit of fun, don't you? Right, okay, now, my wife does that for, what, 5 minutes? So I reckon that should be fine. I'm not going to be running it, am I? So I can just put these back on very quickly, and then we can see how it all looks. Can't forget the drive shafts. Again, that was the drive shaft that came off it, and yes, why not perfect? Not absolutely perfect, it's perfectly fine to run. As long as it's not rubbing up against anything, you can pretty much just bend them back into a roughly straight again. Right. That's that one. I hope that hasn't been out of focus for the past 10 minutes. That would be unfortunate. If it has been out of focus for the last 10 minutes, then you're just going to have to see my beautiful face for the whole period outro. I'm not too keen on wearing these masks outside, I'll be honest with you, but it is the responsibility of all of us to do our part. It's also the responsibility of this nut to go on and not drive me nuts. Beautiful. No pun intended. There we go. Drive shaft. As you go in, as you go inside. Beautiful. Oh, lovely. I love that clicking sound of the ball joints. There's no doubt that it's in, is there? And numero 2. ladies and gentlemen, it's back together. Absolutely fabulous little car. Absolutely fabulous. I do have a few projects that I need to be doing in the next few weeks. I'm very interested in the steering and fixing the steering on this car. I know several people have tried before, and what often includes drilling this out, putting a bearing down there. But what I did notice, well, I'll tell you what, I'll show you on the next video because it's all part of the next video. This motor and ESC are coming out, and as I said to you, the ones that I managed to blow up the last time have arrived. Look at these beautiful things. So I did get a new motor just in case I'd blown the motor. I don't think I have, these are pretty resilient, but I bought one anyway, and this is the ESC that I managed to blow. So these will be going back in, and we'll see how we get on with that. I have to get some way of getting some tyres here. I'll be honest with you, the biggest problem with me getting tyres here was the shipping was €45.99. Tyres themselves were 13, but 45.99, and that's just too much for me right now. So, if there is any suppliers in Malta, please let me know, because I need to buy them from you locally. Right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked this video. I'm pretty sure that a few of you out there are going, oh, why are they doing 3S with those tyres? Well, because all three of us boys are boys, okay? And we just have to sometimes, even though we know it's wrong and we know it's not going to go well. Because, you know, that's what life is about. Trial and error. And as I said, somebody out there is going to try it, and now maybe they'll go, you know what? I think I'll wait for my new tyres. So there you go. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. And also hit that notification bell so that you know when we're releasing a new video. Have a great day today, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.